So what you gonna do, brother? We about to run wild with a style like no other. So somebody call Brodus Clay mother and tell her Richard runs on the men like Ed Lover and Doc Dre. What Scott say, what they hang on every word like it's something that the Rock say. No JR, but they talking wrestling. We bring the noise with the boys, so we Dalton Castling. So masculine, oozing machismo, mutton chop shop, Gran Turismo. No free throws, snarl hoops and heels. It's D-Bras retirement, give you the super feels. Straight shoot, it's real. Drop a pipe bomb, get ready to bull like the Rock's right arm. So stay calm, tranquilo. I'll go Naito and give him Destino. And we know that you chumps ain't ready for the heartbreak runs and the Cuban Genetti. They drop it heavy, tag team it like Teddy. Long go strong with the heat like Eddie. So steady like when Taker walk the tightrope. Spaz like Taz with the mic in a tight choke. Dirtiest player in the game with the eye poke. 1988 Macho Man on a line of coke. These other cats are a waste, they boring. Illegitimate sons like Jason Jordan. And Richard Runz never give him respect unless they going on air with a broken frickin' neck. So bounce like Papa Pump's pecs. Every time they get down, they bound to catch wreck. Y'all don't know nada. They the Okadas, you're the Washington Generals, they the Globetrotters. A whole lot of podcasts in the scene, but Richard Runz running wild is the cast of your dreams. So it seems these two is too sweet. Bullet Club pulling up with schemes to delete. So retreat, we steal, we cheat, but I never lie, I swear on these beats. And these two got some styles for you, but what you gonna do when they run wild on you?
Oh, hell yeah. It's the Big Dog Red Tires. And you're listening to the Running Wild podcast. Because if you're trying to run wild, this is the place to do it.
Do you want to let everyone know that you get it? Do you not want to be a Melvin? Well, then listen to the Running Wild podcast. And if you don't, you know what you are.
I'm the last real man, Silas Young. And if you're any kind of man, you'll be listening to the Running Wild podcast.
Hi guys, this is Mandy Leon, and you're listening to the Running Wild podcast.
This is Sam Adonis, El Juro de las Chicas, the CMLL, and you are listening to the Running Wild podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Running Wild Podcast. I'm your host, Rich. Alongside me, as always, my co-host, Runz.
Yes, sir.
We got a pretty big episode up ahead with a format change. After a week off, we decided that what we're going to do is just read you what's happening in our WWE Universe modes from WWE 2K18. It'll be very interesting because my man Runz over here, he's got plenty of stuff going on in his show. Mine is only some CMLL wrestlers. So this is going to be a really new... Okay, we're not really doing that.
Everyone shut off the episode already. It's too late. Might as well just end it here. Just, all right, guys, that was not funny. Now that's it. I don't know. Now the show might as well just be over.
This is the greatest episode ever. Or it's just a regular episode, if we're going to follow WWE's...
Exactly. Yep.
My God. So we didn't get to talk about this. The greatest Royal Rumble.
Well, they did get the greatest Royal Rumble moment, possibly, with Titus O'Neil tripping. Like, you saw him coming out live, and then you didn't see him, and Cole and Corey were dying. That was, man, I watch it all the time. It's hilarious.
How many times do you think you've seen it?
A lot. Yeah, it's like I sent it to everyone that I know. Like, I don't know. It's hilarious. Like, it's one of those things where, like, every time someone is running to the ring, you're like, oh man, don't trip. And then it happens. And his fall was so outrageous. He flew that entire space, went underneath the ring almost completely. Man, golden.
I'm going to alienate some more viewers or listeners, but whatever, I don't care. So Charlie recently, my son, has been very clumsy. Apparently, according to my wife, he's running at full speed like I would do, but he's got my wife's clumsiness, so there have been some terrible accidents, like falling up steps and really terrible stuff. So as she's telling me about the accidents he had yesterday, he pulls a Titus. He runs into the bedroom. There's a step up into our bedroom, and dude just bites it. Just like does not clear it, hits the lip, and just woof. Like if there was a ring, he's under it because he went like slid like 5 feet, and then he gets up. He's like, I'm okay. And I was just like, oh man, Titus.
Right into the Rumble. Yeah.
It was. Man, that dude, here's the sad thing. This is nothing against Titus O'Neil. That's the most important thing he'll contribute to wrestling before he retires.
Well, yes, but now, and he's a great human being. But,
oh, no. Yes, I'm sorry, yeah. Now,
he gets something out of it, right? Like, it's turning into something, so that's a good thing. Whether everyone's making fun of him or not, it's resulting in more TV time or, some type of push or more attention. So, yeah.
Heat is heat. It looks like he might feud with Baron Corbin, so I'm very excited about that.
He did something, was it on Raw? Like, he jumped on the apron and slipped off. Like, come on, I don't want to see this guy fall in different ways every week now. Like, it was funny because it wasn't supposed to happen, and it did.
Yeah, it's not like, let's say when they did the natty farting thing. In my head, like, the first time she legit farted, and then, like, every other time they just kept going on it.
I don't want to think about any of that, so.
All right, so then, so that happened Friday. Then we had Ring of Honor shows this weekend. Nothing, again, I think the running theme of the weekend was good house shows.
Right, and WWE billed theirs as a WrestleMania-ish pay-per-view, and the Rumble was awesome. I love the Rumble. We'll get to it more in detail, but the rest of the show, you expected some title changes, to be honest with you, and maybe that was unfair, but the way they hyped this show up, you thought some bigger cool things would happen. The ROH shows, they were house shows, and you know that going in, but I think because you know that, they're enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like the Ring of Honor roster, so to just watch, some guys get chances, some guys get built up, some guys wrestle in bigger matches that they were never wrestling on a main show. So it's fun to watch these. I was never really able to watch the video on demands because I wasn't, just financially it's not feasible. But now that they're just free and live, I'll watch every one of them when I can.
Yeah, 100%. And Lanny Poffo showing up, and the whole Jay Lethal Macho Man bit, fantastic. I mean, just listen. First of all, if you have Honor Club, this is a no-brainer. But for me, like, this is incentive to sign up for it. You save a whole lot of money, and you get to see freaking Lanny Poffo literally give Jay Lethal a pair of shades, and he turns into Macho the minute he puts them on. Like, it's instantaneous as they settle onto his face. Like it was almost like you could see a transformation take place. Just really fun stuff.
I was gonna say, what if it's just a thing? Like when he puts on the shades, Macho's spirit just shows up.
You know that I tried to put them on right after the ones that I have, and
Shocked
didn't work.
That you didn't put them on at the same time. Like wear them along with Lethal.
They're so hard to see out of. It's one of the most.
Yeah, I mean they're not.
Like it's not even
actual sunglasses. I guess they could have I don't know what they could have done, but yeah, they're not supposed to be actually worn.
Like I'm talking like not driving dangerous because that's out of the question. I'm talking like if I went to Comic-Con, when I wear the eye patch as Patch Wolverine, I think I can like get around better than when wearing these glasses. Like these things are ridiculous.
Walk like from your room to the bathroom like with them on. I don't.
It's pretty bad.
You'd hit something, you'd trip. It would just,
It's a wonder Macho Man made it to the ring because those were really interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure that the ones in the Pro Wrestling Crate were authentic to what Macho Man wore in the ring.
Well, I mean, 100%. Yeah. But that show was really fun. I didn't like the first one as much, But again, like I've been used to watching the VODs, so
right. That's all that the first show was like just setting things up a little bit for the second night, just kind of matches that were whatever.
But the one thing that I did like was that they had Coast to Coast won both nights. So I think like they beat Motor City Machine Guns, and then they ended up winning a 4-way scramble that had the Addiction in it. So after this weekend, they can say that they have victories over the Machine Guns and technically the Addiction and Silas Young and Bruiser, the current television champion. So they're finally going forward with these guys, and I'm happy to see that because the division needs more than just like the Briscoes and the Bucks or something like that.
Oh yeah, for a company that's kind of prided itself on its tag team wrestling and having the best division and all that kind of stuff, it's definitely thinned out over recent years. And you still have, like you said, the Bucks, the Briscoes, the Guns, those type of teams, which are just the staples, the Addiction. But it's nice to see them, building some fresh blood and with Coast to Coast or the Kingdom, making them look even stronger, things like that.
Complete agreement. So, let's see. Do you want to touch on the Rumble before we move on to Raw?
The 50-man Rumble was awesome. Brian lasting from number 1 till the final 3 was pretty cool. I didn't see an official time.
74 minutes, I think.
Yeah, so, record-breaking, obviously. That's cool for him. It was fun to see that. And, it's awesome because in the Rumble you can take some breaks and go outside, drink some water, do some things that you need to do while everyone else is focusing in the ring. But you hoped and you thought that Braun would get the win, and I'm glad to see he did. Cool moment at the end with the guys in the ring and Vince and the trophy and the belt. I like that belt. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Green, the green Universal title. So, it was a fun show. Undertaker winning the casket match. Reigns Brock, was just a terrible finish. So I think that was a little bit of the theme of the show, was just kind of some bad finishes. But then you had some good finishes like Balor and Rollins, and so I don't know. It was a network special. That's all it was, and it happened to be in Saudi Arabia.
Agreed. I was a little miffed with Khali only being in there for about 35 seconds. Didn't really.
I guess that's the other thing we can touch on quick, right? Is our mentions of the Rumble being like the 90s when they just didn't have enough people, or the old video games when they didn't have enough people. So, that was pretty fun to just see all these random guys showing up in there. Heavy Machinery guy, I guess, thanks for coming and training the younger guys. I don't know why else he would have been there. They also had another little person that was I think it was supposed to wrestle Hornswoggle or do something they just didn't use. Thanks for flying me to Saudi Arabia to not use me.
I just couldn't even.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, the sumo guy was great.
Yeah.
I heard the wait, did you just say? I don't know if you mentioned this part. Did you hear that? Why they had the sumo guy?
No.
Because apparently, the guy who booked this stuff was I want to see Yokozuna and Undertaker and
awesome.
And he just names mad old people. So Vince was "Get me a sumo wrestler." Shit, you gotta know one, right?
The older guys were just, man.
Oh my god, it was everybody who was older was just so much. It's 2006 SmackDown would have been just popular way more. If the Bashams would have come out, they might have gone crazy.
Anyone who's ever heard the Gallows, or what's his name, Cliff Compton on Colt Cabana, and talking about the Africa tours, and they all they got was SmackDown from 2004 to 2006. So, those are the guys who are over there. So that's kind of, what I envision about Saudi Arabia. They're not watching the women's evolution. So I don't know how much they really know and are aware of. So you got to see that with some of the older names, like they went crazy for some of them. So it was a cool show. It was a cool experience. I'm sure for all these guys, it was. I mean, I really want just armchairs and recliners at all shows. I would certainly buy a floor seat if I got to take home my recliner afterwards. But it was cool.
All right, so that's the Greatest Royal Rumble. We talked about Ring of Honor. If you listen, I know not a lot of people who follow us follow CMLL the way I do. All right, I understand this, but I just want you to know that Sunday night, CMLL normally doesn't stream their show, but there was a micro cybernetico, which is basically like a tournament match where two sides have, let's say, like, it's kind of like a Survivor Series type setup, but like nobody is a team before this battle royal. Both sides get picked, and then they have the A squad versus the B squad, and then when there's two guys left, even if they're from the same squad, they take on each other, and one person wins. With all the micro stars, so yes, that means all of the midget wrestling stars from CMLL. It was really great. There is a really small one guy named Microman, and he fought this guy Chamwell, who was one of the larger microstars. So there was like this almost Rey Mysterio, Big Show size difference between these two. The amazing moonsault off the second rope. Listen. Go on YouTube. Just find the show dated for 4/29 and watch that match. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Super fun. Like you can't help but smile by the end of this match. The crowd goes absolutely nuts, and then they carry the guy around the outside. A CMLL staff member carries him so that people could put money in a cup because the match was so good. Because they usually throw money at the ring, and it was just easier to put it in the cup than carry him around.
So we don't have to
carry him around. So I'm just fantastic stuff. So that was the weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not super into this week's WWE programming. I didn't care. Strowman. Reigns comes out and he says he got screwed, and they even had was it Mike Chioda? I think
I don't know.
Someone, Chad Patton tweeted out, like, I made the mistake because apparently I didn't watch WWE when I was like 4, and I don't know how cage matches work. Like, the rule has always been the superstar with both feet on the ground first wins. That's the rule. Mm-hmm. That's why Kofi can avoid, like, 2 feet on the ground is a big WWE rule for a long time. Brock Lesnar never, like, the commentary
just
team
laying on the cage.
The commentary team was just like, because his back, like, through the cage or something. Like, they couldn't. Michael, they tried to make something up, and then, like, they couldn't even. The shot was showing that they were wrong, so they just to keep lying more. It was so weird. Yeah. And then he comes out and he's like, I got screwed, basically, and after a lot of nonsense and talking, we ended up getting I'm super excited about this main event, this match. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Bobby effing Lashley with the stupid freaking headband against Team Canada, and Team Canada doesn't win in Montreal.
Well, that was obvious. The hometown stars never get the win, but like this was also like the same main event that we saw last week. Like when it was the Miz Taraj and Owens against some super team. Bobby Lashley, nobody cared about ever. When he comes out, it's silence. The headband
makes me so happy.
Really terrible. So I don't know. That was just whatever. That was, a part of Raw that I just, tuned out.
I thought that the women's match was actually pretty good, but it just felt like surrounded by so much
Yeah, again, I don't care about Natty. It just
What? Well, I was talking about Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks. I thought that was actually a good wrestling match.
I didn't remember that was a match.
AOP defeated. I just love that there was like these random French guys. It was like Jacques and
yeah, of course,
something. But that so it just wasn't. I mean, I liked the. I'm liking the Matt Hardy stuff because it's entertaining. Because I just think everything he does to me is like interesting, but I don't know. It just felt like a very meh Raw. And this is like the go home before Backlash.
Yeah, but I mean, you also got to remember that
they're tired.
They were in Saudi Arabia 2 days before this, and so they had a brutal schedule. So it was, it was what it was. But I don't think the booking. That doesn't get an excuse. I get it. These guys are tired, but you're still having them in matches. You're just having them in poor choices for matches or segments or whatever. But, it is what it is. And hopefully after Backlash, the interpromotional stuff is done, at least for the matches, like, the leftover stuff that they had going on. So we'll see where they go after that.
Then we had... so the main event was good though. Rollins versus Balor was a good match. I didn't think we were going to get a title change, but it was still a good match. Then we had SmackDown. Wow, I mean, for me, even more lackluster than Raw. Really, they were almost kind of even. The stuff I liked, I like Cass. Well, okay, I hate Cass. And that's why I appreciate what he's doing a good job of making me.
Right, he's really good.
Really, I'm like, come on, man! Like you're from our area. Like we're supposed to be cool, and it's like, no, I hate you. And he's doing a really great job. I think that's really being done effectively. And I like the way that Shelton Benjamin is being used. Like they're using him prominently. They're kind of trying to have him stick his nose in the IC title picture, which I'm totally down for. Like he's a great wrestler, and let him tell his story in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying what's going on with the U.S. title, with Hardy.
Oh, U.S. title,
Orton. Sorry. Hardy, Orton, like you said, Shelton was, like I don't know, like when he comes out, I'm just like, oh, like Shelton, whatever. But that's where he should be. Like that's the kind of guy he is. He's a great worker. He's great in the ring. So. The mid-card title is where he's always lived, so that's perfectly fine. And because he was around for such a long time, he has that kind of star power to stand in there with Orton and Hardy.
Agreed. And then, there was a backstage thing where basically Lana says that Aiden English is a problem, and it looks like they might be reuniting her and Rusev, which I mean, English has been great, but, switching something up because you don't want to push Rusev, I guess, makes sense.
Well, right. I mean, I don't think Rusev is getting to the main event with Aiden English,
No.
But with Lana and Rusev Day, he's ready to hit some home runs. So, I love Rusev. I like that segment. I thought it was well done. It's smart. And they might as well use that. And
then, you had Styles basically upset because he keeps getting punched in the nuts. Samoa Joe comes out and he's like, wah, stop whining about getting punched in the nuts. And then Nakamura comes out and punches him in the nuts.
and where I turned off this segment was when Samoa Joe was coming out and was talking about Roman Reigns. And I was just like, I get it. You guys have a match on Sunday, but you're interrupting AJ. Don't talk about Roman Reigns.
Well, this is the mixed brand era.
Yeah, I mean, for now.
I wish I knew that song.
Like I said, after, hopefully, this will be the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of this. Listen, I'm happy that we're going to get fewer pay-per-views, but we're really not. It's like we're getting like two fewer pay-per-views a year, but we're gonna get this cross-brand stuff, and yeah, I think it should be a little bit more focused. And it's almost like, well, I think the truth is Joe probably wins, and now can, he's gonna be next in the title picture. I think.
I mean, I really hope that they go that route, but with Roman and with Joe, we never know.
100%. And then let's see what else. I mean, for me, that was like the biggest segment on SmackDown. You had Sheamus and Xavier Woods matched up for the first time, which I thought was, at least it's fresh a little bit. I mean, it's funny because not too long ago we saw these two teams fighting on Raw before the last brand split stuff. So, but I'm happy to see a new change over there. And then,
I mean, and these guys are, friendly, and Cesaro has his show on them up, down, down, and they're in those videos, and so you know that they're enjoying all of this. Again, why is Sheamus the one who has to have the match when he has a very bad medical
Maybe he
condition?
doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe that was a false report. That's the only thing I can think. It doesn't make any sense.
He said it.
So that maybe it's just kayfabe? I don't get it. I don't why. I mean, unless Cesaro is worse somehow.
No.
And then the end of the show was a little weird. You just get Charlotte, Asuka, and Becky versus Carmella, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay. I thought this was all right. I mean, but it didn't really feel like it. It highlighted Charlotte and Carmella a little bit, I guess, and kept them kind of separate from each other. But I didn't think it was.
I mean, like, listen, I'm all for the women main eventing and all of that stuff. But, like, you got to give me a quality main event. You can't just put them there because you had a 6-man tag. You can't just have the 6-woman tag just because you had the 6-man tag main event the last week. Like, don't do that, because then it feels like you're just doing it so that it seems like you still view them as equal. Just put them there because they deserve it, not because you got to be even with the men having a main event.
I completely agree there. That it just didn't feel like a good use. You want to preview a little bit of Backlash before we?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so let's look at Backlash. We might have a third podcast partner here, as the next generation over here has snuck out of bed, and unfortunately, Mom is not here to put him back into bed. Although he should be in bed, right, Charlie? Yeah. So he's going to help us out over here. All right. But so we have United States Champion Jeff Hardy defending against Randy Orton. I don't see a title change. I feel like Jeff Hardy just got this one. Orton doesn't need another United States title reign. That's the last thing he needs, and the last thing we probably want.
Yeah, agreed.
What do you think, Charlie? Do you think it's going to be Jeff Hardy or Randy Orton?
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Okay, all right. So the Laconia men over here are in agreement. What do you think, Runz?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the kid. That's a smart choice.
All right, so that's three of us. Jeff Hardy. All right. Next we have Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know how you could possibly make it so that I kind of don't want to see a Strowman match, but here's a good way. Put an idiot who wears a headband while he wrestles the entire time in the match.
This is just unfortunate for... maybe it's not. Maybe Lashley and Strowman have an issue and they start to beef, and I don't know.
The loser leaves town, Lashley leaves. I mean, that's the only thing that I think that's good that would come out of this. So I think our boys actually end up losing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm just gonna say Owens and Zayn get the win just because. But there's probably a 0% chance.
Well, I just want to, just echo the sentiments of my podcast partner in the room. He said that doesn't make any sense. Why would you book it that way?
Well, because then you can lead to problems between Strowman and Lashley.
I hope that's the case. And I hope that Owens and Sammy come away. But I'm going to go with a safe bet, I think, and I'm going to go with Strowman and Lashley win. All right, so now we've got Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Now, this is their first meeting of note. I think that Cass does, cheats in some way or something to win. I don't think it's just a one-off match.
Right, and I think Bryan beating Cass here would, pretty much end the feud. So I think, Cass cheats, or maybe Bryan rolls him up and Cass snaps afterwards. That's always a possibility. But I'll go with Big Cass getting the win.
All right, let's see what Charlie thinks. Charlie, who do you think wins, Daniel Bryan or Big Cass?
Bryan.
Yes. All right, thank you for your expert opinion. All right, moving on. We have now SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella versus Charlotte. Again, this is another situation where I feel like you're not going to have a title change here. It's too soon. She's hook or crook, Mella's money, man.
Yeah, I think we get a DQ with the Iconic duo or the Iconics and
the Iconics, yeah,
Becky and Asuka or something like that, helping out. So I'll say Charlotte gets the win by DQ.
I agree. All right, then there are a lot of matches on this card. Then we have Raw Women's Champion.
It's probably 6 hours.
Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. I could see almost the possibility of a quick Bliss. No, I don't know.
Nah, she's doing all the bully stuff. Nia will get the win.
I am liking those PSAs though. They're pretty money.
Yeah, Bliss is just great.
All right, then we got as I've read on other websites, Captain Cockpunch, Shinsuke Nakamura, because that's all he's been doing.
Yano.
Versus the WWE Champion AJ Styles, no disqualification match. I think it's weird because I kind of could see this continuing, but no, you think it's done? You think AJ wins and we're done?
I think Shinsuke maybe gets the win. Maybe he hits him with a low blow and then gets a win. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like a very... the truth is, if he doesn't win, I feel like this is going to be an okay pay-per-view, but just kind of flat.
If he doesn't win, that hurts Nakamura, because you've turned him heel, at WrestleMania. Now you've had a pay-per-view and a few weeks of SmackDown to continue building that. Now you got to give him the belt and let him run with it and see what we got.
Who's his first challenger?
Charlie.
Not Charlie, I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just Joe. Why not?
I mean, Joe's... Yeah, he's almost so over that he's basically a face in some ways. Because the fans like him so much. All right. Sorry, I had to move some... sorry, there are a lot of blankets in the way over here at the studio. De nada. All right, and we have our main event. Oh, by the way, who do you think, AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura, Charlie? AJ or Shin?
Shin.
All right. Whoa, we got a title change.
Great pick.
This is great. This is
this is why me and him get along.
I'm just going out on a limb right now. This could seem
he's gonna have better picks than you.
He's gonna have better picks than me. This might be our highest rated episode ever.
Yeah, and we might have a new co-host. You might just be gone.
Yeah, he's cutting a promo as his mom right now, and he said that when mom gets home, she's gonna say, "Go to bed, child."
That's amazing.
So it's gonna be real good stuff.
I'm sure she'll be thrilled when she comes home and he's still awake.
It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, can you wait for a sec? We're gonna talk about the last match. Okay, then we're gonna ask you who's gonna win. So we're gonna have Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Listen, I mean, I know that Reigns is never gonna really. Okay, Roman Reigns is never gonna really leave the the upper echelon of the roster, but I think that this is 100% Samoa Joe's victory.
Let's hope so, man, because he needs it. This would be a big win for him, and it doesn't matter if Roman loses. It really doesn't.
No, at this point, I mean, him winning doesn't really do anything, and it just ruins Joe. So Joe's got to go over here. I hope it's a good. I mean, I think it'll be a good match. Reign hasn't been putting on bad matches. It's just nobody wants him to win.
Right.
All right. Do we have any other news to cover this week? I feel like we're missing something.
Is that all the matches? The Miz? Balor?
How did I miss that one? I jumped over Miz versus Rollins.
I mean, Rollins probably gets the win, but you never know. Since there's no other brand, like since Raw can't win the U.S. title, then it wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah, no, I don't see it at all. I just see that Rollins wins. Good match. Miz is always going to do that, but I think Rollins holds on to it for a while.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't think there has not been anything announced.
I mean, AJ Nakamura has to be the main event, right? Like, should that?
The way it's listed here, I'm just going according to WWE.com. Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe is listed in the spot where the main event normally is.
Yeah, let's hope not.
My God. If they put like a broken Roman Reigns as the main event of this show.
Reigns wins in the main event.
Oh, terrible. They're gonna get a lot of backlash if they do that.
Good one. See what you did there.
I'm trying to step up my game when it comes to just wrestling related jokes, especially about the shows.
You're trying to save your job. I get it.
Yeah, no, I might lose out right now. This guy is podcasting gold.
Yeah, he's on fire.
All right, so do we have anything else going on?
No, I don't think so. See Charlie anything? Yeah.
All right, Charlie. You want to say anything before we go? You want to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye.
Let's try that. Let's try this for the first time ever. We've never done this before. So, guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Running Wild Podcast, Running Wild LWOS. You can email us at runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. Check out all our back episodes at runningwildpodcast.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all those fun places. Make sure you guys rate, review, subscribe. It really helps out, and we just like getting the feedback as well. You can follow me on Twitter at Rich_Laconi. And you can follow my ROH coverage over at pwponderings.com, rohworld.com, and last word on prowrestling.com. All right, so we're going to try this for the first time ever. All right, and just want to remind you guys that you've listened to the podcast that is just too sweet.
For Rich and Runz, this is the host of Ring of Honor Wrestling, Ian Riccaboni, signing off. Be sure to join them next week for another episode of the Running Wild Podcast.
That's for too sweet.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's about too sweet again.
Okay, una vez más. Sweet. And WWE's gonna sue us.